2 gold medals perhaps, because he is the favourite for the 200 metres. And if you're wondering about whether he's enjoying this, the athletes came out about 5 minutes ago to set their blocks before these introductions, and he was waving at the crowd, he was pointing at the crowd, he even went over and took some selfies with the crowd while the others looked nervous. Christian Coleman went all the way down the home straight to have a look at the finish line. Everybody approaching this 100-metre final in their own way. Hughes looked a little nervous. Can Seville get in the medals this time? He was just outside them last year, but last year he ran quicker in the semis than he did in the final. He'll want to reverse that this time. So Ford in lane 2, Tebogo in lane 3, Christian Coleman in 4, Hughes is in 5, Lyles in 6, Seville in 7, Sonny Brown in 8, Omanyala in 9. The 5 fastest men in the world this year at this moment are in this final. Can Hughes run with Lyles? Coleman the other side of him. The 2 Americans, the favourites. Men's 100-metre final.
Set.
Coleman gets a great start. Tebogo's also out. Lyles got left a little bit. It's Tebogo and Christian Coleman at the minute. Hughes is charging, and here comes Noah Lyles. It's going to be Lyles. It's Lyles' world, I think. He's not sure, but I think he got it. He's not celebrating yet, but surely he took that. Tebogo ran brilliantly. Hughes was right in the mix. 9.83, it's been taken down to...
I said I wasn't the one.
I'm not sure anybody said that, Noah. You are the one. He's always been the one. Noah Lyles takes the 100-metre world title. It was closer than he would have liked. It was closer than many thought. There was no Fred Curley to challenge him, but there were other challenges there. Tebogo did get the silver with a new national record, 9.88, and was just waiting for the photograph for third. It was so close. Hughes wasn't far away. He's got it. He's got the bronze. Zharnel Hughes has picked up the bronze. Same time, 1,000th of a second behind the silver medal. It was very, very close. An incredibly well-matched final. Seville, 4th, also 9.88. 9.92 for 5th for Coleman. The top 5 men, under 10 seconds. But the medals go to the USA, to Botswana and to Great Britain. And there's emotion for Zharnel Hughes. That's his training mate, Seville. He just picked him for the medal in the end. The young junior has set another national record. He's just going to get better and better. Well, Colin, he did it. Just...
He certainly did it. Noah Lyles didn't get the same cracking start as he had in that semi-final, but he relied on his fluency and his skills at the back end of the race to make that massive charge. Tebogo, he had an exceptionally powerful start, and that's most probably what took him to that silver medal, because he just hung on to a charging Zharnel Hughes. Phenomenal for Zharnel to really make up that gap and keep a cool head when there was so much action going on around him. And you can see, when I talked about the action, 9.88 silver, 9.88 bronze, 9.88 4th place. Incredible. And Christian Coleman, we know, always gets that explosive start, is rewarded with 9.92. One of the best 100-metre finals I've seen for a very long time. And what's great about it, we've got so much young sprinters in it. It's just going to lead us to a much more exciting competition in years to come.
We said Hughes had to get out, Colin, and I mean, the point is Coleman is so quick alongside him, it can look as though he hasn't really gone out, but he's so good in the last 20 minutes, and look at them, but they're all charging. Seville had a medal, and then it slipped away. For a minute, thought he was going to win it, but those top 4, just a breath or a hair's breadth between them.
Yeah, it's interesting because I literally took, I know this sounds awful, but I took Christian Coleman out the picture when he came to the start, because you're always going to know he's going to get out. I was watching Tebogo, what his capabilities are, because he can make a huge charge as well. But it was just that cool head from Noah Lyles that edged him a front. Oblique Seville, he just misses out because he was overstriding the back end of the race. Watch head on here. Zharnel is just doing his very best to keep cool. Look at Noah Lyles, he's pumping his shoulders, pumping his arms, trying to keep focused there, lifting his knees to haul himself through that back end. And Zharnel lunges for the line, and he realizes at that stage, even when it's so close, you have a sense where you finished, and you can see in his mind, I've got a medal either way.
Well, he's got good senses, because there was thousands of a second between second, third and fourth, and all three of them were not far away from Lyles, who had to really scrap for this at the end, didn't he? None of the prancing we saw in the semi-final, but he's a winner, Lyles, and he is a great champion for the sport as well. You know, Noah Lyles is one of our characters, and we need our characters to win big. We need them to win on the biggest stage. This will make headlines back home. I know he's being followed, isn't he, by various documentaries these days, and there he is.
You know, the first time I met Noah Lyles was in 2017 when he actually didn't make the US team, but he was one of the best 200-meter runners of that time. And everybody was saying to me, watch this young man, he's going to come through, he's one of the most fluent athletes you'll see. And now he's come certainly into the position of being a world's top sprinter, both 1 and 2, and I think all athletes love that.
I wonder if Zharnel knew it would take this long. You know, when he was 5th in the World Champs in 2015, I wonder if he thought it would have taken this long to get on the roster. But he's done it, he's there. Very, very good indeed. So happy for him. Look what it means. Lyles, the gold medal, the quickest time in the world this year, equals it. Zharnel Hughes still is joint fastest in the world. 9.83, Tebogo, what a talent he is. Another national record, 9.88. Just a thousandth of a second ahead of Zharnel Hughes, and he was a couple of thousandths ahead of Seville, and that's the fastest 4th place since 2012 in London for Oblique Seville. But he was 4th last time, and sadly for him, 4th again.
An emotional Zharnel Hughes. You can see just how much that medal means to him, the hard work that goes into everything they do as athletes. A brilliant bronze. Michael Johnson, Noah Lyles there with the gold. What a race.
Amazing race. We knew it was going to be amazing. We thought there was a chance that Noah Lyles might actually take the gold and become a double world champion. 200 meters, 100 meters. They'll have the 200 here again to try and get that gold medal. But this was great because you got Zharnel Hughes in there. We wanted to see him finally take a medal. Letsil Tebogo becomes the first African man to win a medal in the 100 meters at a world championship. No one had ever done that before. Omanyala thought he might be the first. We thought Simbini may get there after trying so many times, and it ends up being 20-year-old Letsil Tebogo who actually becomes the first African man to win a medal in the 100 meters. It's fantastic all the way around.
It's historic all around, and the man with the brilliant bronze medal is up there now speaking to Sarah Mulkerrins.
Yes, Zharnel is here with me, and you've been looking at that medal, Zharnel. What's going through your mind?
Super grateful right now. God, first and first, God, thank you. Thank you to my team, thank you to my coach, thank you to Linford around there as well. He gave me a talk. This one is for you guys back home. This one means the world to me. I dedicate this one to you.
World Championships, you've never had an individual medal, you've so much promise, it must mean so much, and you must be relieved as well.
My heart's full with emotions. I'm just super grateful. I'm glad I finished healthy. I believed in myself. Honestly wanted a gold medal, but hey, leaving this championship with a medal around my neck, I'm not more grateful for it, and I thank God for it.
Talk us through that final. What were you thinking on the blocks? How were you going to approach it?
I just needed to execute my race. All in the semi-finals, I got a great start, but when they had the false start, it made me sat in my blocks a bit. But I just needed to trust myself. I knew I had the speed, and I just needed to go there and stay within the mix. Once I stay within the mix, I just needed to keep powering through, and everything will take care of itself.
Such a close finish as well. You all crossed the line, blanket finish. What was your reaction at that moment? Did you think you had won it?
Honestly, I thought I got him, you know. Honestly, I thought I got Lyles. I didn't know Tobago got in there anyways. When I saw the results and I saw Tobago's name up there, I was like, oh, where did he came from? But nevertheless, I'm up there as well. And I want to give thanks to my training partner, Oblique, as well. You know, a lot of people didn't believe in him. He had an injury all in the season, and I'm just grateful that he was able to come out here today and participate and give it the best go, you know. Coach Mills, this one means the world to me. Thanks to Coach Mills, you got me one, bro. Thank you, I love you.
More opportunities as well for medals. This is the 100 meters, Zharnel, but you still got a chance in the 2.
Oh, that's my baby. I love the 200. For me, I just need to go back now and recover, get some good sleep tonight, and I'm gonna go again.
Well, you'll be smiling as you fall asleep, won't you, Zharnel? Congratulations.
Sleep next to me tonight, just me.
Tuck it under the pillow. Look after it. Well done, Zharnel.
I guess we should, because he is the 200 metre specialist and he left it late in that race to come through, but boy, when he came through, he came in like a train. Delighted for him, and can see his family there all joining in the celebration. But what a race, just exactly how it should be, really close and tight.
Let's actually have a look back at this race because it was incredibly competitive. Zharnel was in the middle of 2 very fast starters, Michael, and you would hope that would hopefully make sure that he gets out as well as he could do.
Yeah, so you know, you got to give him credit for running a really good semifinal that put him in the middle of the track. But right here, I mean, he didn't get the best start, but much better than his previous start. Don't look at Christian Coleman on the side. He's the best starter in the world. But he was right there with Noah Lyles and Tobago on the other side and just kept his cool. We saw that, like we said before, the other 90% of that race was always good, even in the prelims. It was just a matter of getting a little bit better start to put himself in contention and stay in contact with everyone. But we also talked about what we see here with Noah Lyles. Once he gets into his running, his speed is unbelievable. The frequency that he can actually produce when he gets up and into his running. He also has to always, most of the time, overcome a poor start in his 100 meters, but this time he was able to get a good one. Zharnel, like we said before, his start, there's nothing technically wrong with it, but he just wasn't able to put enough force into the ground, and here I believe he did it. When we talked, he talked a little bit about that semifinal, and I think, you know, Jess, you had talked about this, you know, whether or not he was sitting back a little bit and not really being as aggressive on the start because of his history of false starts, and I think that when that false start happened with Simbini in his heat, it did cause him to sit back, but here he knew, I've got to just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jess, it's really interesting actually, the Zharnel Hughes, Noah Lyles, 2 of the medalists there, actually over 200 metres, they are very good. You heard Zharnel Hughes say that's his baby. And here they are in the 100 metres, no Fred Curley, no Marcel Jacobs, and they took the opportunity.
They took the opportunity, and it's great that, you know, it's not over yet. We're going to see them again in the 200 metres, and, you know, they're both going to be amazingly competitive there. They've had a taste of success in the 100 metres now, picking up medals. But, yeah, I'm just over the moon for Zharnel. I was holding my breath for a moment thinking he was going to be run out, but it's so close. But he held on, and, yeah, amazing bronze.
And when it comes down to medalists, British medalists in the men's 100 metres,